Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and welcome to 24K movie reviews, TV shows, and gaming reviews. We got something for you, and I guarantee you it's going to be split among the board amongst hardcore fans and new gen fans and people who just wanted something to watch. But we are reviewing Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's right. That new Netflix series. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's get this out of the way. First of all, I am not an avid Avatar fan. Did not watch the cartoon. I did watch the horrible movie, the M. Night Boom Shakalaka one. So I'm coming into this with a very opaque and obtuse, like that word? Obtuse? Obtuse point of view. So I'm going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly from a point of view of not a hardcore fan of the series. So let's get this out the way. It is a slow burn. For those of you who are wondering, yes, it is a slow burn. This series takes its time getting to the nitty gritty. And if you're looking for Avatar to be Aang to be the Avatar, the Last Airbender, it's because he only bends air for this entire series. So yeah, he's the last airbender. In the movie with M. Night Shyamalan, he learned how to bend at least, water before the ending climax. This one went another way, which I assume is probably truer to the animation. I don't know because I haven't watched it. But like I said, it was the same thing with Monkey D. Luffy, that entire series. I did not watch the animated series, but it made me watch the animated series after the special, the Netflix series. But we're talking about The Last Airbender. So the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's do that in reverse. The bad. Besides being very, 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 very slow, it's a build. It is a build. It steps you into the universe episode by episode. There are 8 episodes, and there are a lot of talented actors in this show. Pretty much every Asian American or Asian superstar in cinema all over the world is basically in this. If you've ever seen any one of your favorite Asian stars in a movie, television show, or play or something like that, they're pretty much all in here. There's only very few. I was looking for Steven Yeun, but I didn't see him. There was no Jet Li, although I was waiting for Donnie Yen to make an appearance as a blind man. I don't know why. Donnie Yen is in everything. Looking for Lucy Liu. Didn't find her. Had my boy Daniel Day Kim. It had my boy from Rush Hour with the golden hair, which he played an asshole in here. But when I say the bad, I'm going to be brutally honest. There are 3 things that really pissed me off about the series. And one is the weakness of Aang. And I know what you're saying. He's got to come into his power. He's learning who he is. He's learning what he is. I get it. After all, it's the Last Airbender. I get it. But I watched Aang get captured and locked up probably about 8, 9 times during this series. And I don't know, maybe my man just liked being tied up and chained, but there was just way too many times my man was just chained up and caught. And here's the thing. He knows he's the Avatar. He knows this. He maybe doesn't want to believe it. He maybe doesn't want the responsibility of it. But he knows he's the Avatar. Yet every time there's a conflict, he goes back to, I got to do this alone. I can't do this with everybody else. And I don't want to do this. And I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to be this. Nut up and fight for once. At least try. But I get it. He flies off on his kite every time something goes wrong. But don't get me wrong. I was just one of the bad things. One of the bad things is him being chained up and caught so many times. But like I said, not having seen the animated series, maybe that's what they do. Every episode he gets caught and tied up and has to learn his way to go through. Yeah, so that was one of the bads. Second one of the bads that kind of irked the living shit out of me is We know how powerful he is. How is he always able to be overtaken by these nobodies? Like, doesn't the power take over and like glow the arrow? Like, I don't get it. Like, he's still the Avatar. It's like he's not only the Avatar when he's around these statues, he is the Avatar. He has power. He was stronger than anybody else when he was trained as a child. Yet I understand he doesn't want to let loose and hurt people. Bro, everybody dying around you. Everybody. You the only one willing not to hurt people. People stabbing people in the eye, giving Indian burns, there's pencils in the ear, ice pikes into the eyeballs. Like, there's some serious death going on around you. Everybody you know was murdered. Every place you go to, people are murdered. Every place you've been, people are murdered. When the hell are you going to get it through your skull? You may have to break some eggs in order to make this Aang omelet. Okay. That was the second. The third and final bad thing that I have issues with this is, it's going to sound like nitpicking. It kind of is, but, well, it's not really not. And I'm probably going to be raked over the comments for this, but can my boy just have a girlfriend? Everybody he came in contact with, I understand it's him and his sister, and they from the Water Village, but every chick he came upon, he had to leave. And then at the end of the series, the chick he wanted to be with, oh yes, I'm going to give myself up to the fish spirits because I can't be with you. Can a brother get a break? Can he get one break? Can he get some female company? A hug, a kiss, a meal, a dinner. Like, he almost kissed her and then the horn blew off. Like, it irked me because my brother he was wearing the right colors because he was blue-balled the entire 8 episodes, and it irked me. I mean, his sister had a chance to force a little bit of romance. I mean, she got further with her evil... he kind of reminds me of, like, The Last Samurai, Katsumoto's son, the one that ran at the guns and got shot and pulled out the swords and his hair was out and they cut off his top knot. He reminded me a lot of him, but he turned out to be evil. And I guess the reality is, in a life like this, everybody is going to change sides once or twice. Even Aang. It is what it is. Anyway, those are just the 3 bad ones. So, I said the good, the bad, and the ugly. That was the bad. The ugly. I understand they're telling a story and they got to step you into the world. And if you're not a fan, you're not going to know what's going on. But the slow burn, like, they could have buttoned up some of these episodes and got a little bit more action. I would like a little bit more resolve towards the end than just a conversation and wrap up. That was a little bit too close for me at the end. Like, they went through a lot of things, a lot of people died. She's going to be teaching them now. She's now a master waterbender. I mean, I was looking for just a little bit more. We didn't even see him get the fly off with his boy. Like, where is his boy? Where is his big air buffalo? Where's the sky buffalo? We saw the little monkey man. I call him Nico. We saw a little monkey man. I mean, he got smashed and she brought him back to life. But where is his air buffalo? Where was his air buffalo for the entire time he was at the Northern Village? I don't think I seen the air buffalo once. I could be wrong, but I ain't seen my man once. And maybe they just couldn't animate him because of all the fighting going on. There's no way they could not kill him. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. That was good. I mean, that was the bad and the ugly. Now it's time for the good. This is a great series. It is a great series. I didn't like the M. Night Boom Shakalaka series. M. Night Shyamalan. I didn't like his series that much. I didn't even watch, like I said, I didn't watch the animation, but from watching that movie, it was a little bit too cartoonish and kiddish. This show took liberties. There were genuinely a lot of murders. There were genuinely some suicides. There was some genuine scary ass shit in here. That centipede dude with the changing face, Kai, with the stealing people's faces and souls, that shit was frightening. If you have young children, that's the shit of nightmares. His face and stealing people's face and eating souls and chewing them up like a Pennywise spider in a cave full of souls, that shit was generically not a micro monster. That shit was genuinely a frightening fucking beast. I will give them that. There are certain times where I'm like, yeah, I know it's in collaboration with Nickelodeon, but Nickelodeon turned their back. They was drinking coffee. They left the room for a second when they did some of these scenes, because damn, Nickelodeon, no. Nickelodeon is supposed to be kids and for kids and shit. There was no kid shit in a lot of these. Some of these episodes should have been rated R, straight R. I understand they couldn't do sex, anything like that, but for violence, monsters, trauma, and just disturbing imagery, there's some Grudge type shit in some of these scenes. Like, some of them I was just like, yeah, that was creepy. That was really creepy. Including the centipede dude with the changing face that steals souls and eat people. That shit is frightening. I'm sorry. They could literally make a horror movie based off of him. Like, when you go to sleep, he comes at you in your dreams. If you stay in your dreams too long, he just captures you. He eats your soul, eats your face off, and steal your face. That shit is frightening right there. That's a monster movie on itself. If they did a spinoff just entitled That Fucking Kai Monster, I would be on board. And that shit would be scary. But that's not the horror movies they make nowadays. That was a smart idea, but that's not the movies they make nowadays when it comes to horror. They'll make a Quiet Place 7, Jason Voorhees Part 27. Like, they just keep going with things because they can't think of things. I don't know if that bitch was in the series. Let me know in the comments if that crazy ass Kai centipede, faceless, changing face, stealing face monster is in the animation. Damn, that shit was frightening. I can't get over that. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that again. That shit was genuinely frightening. I'm glad that when he went back and returned a little spoiler alert. If y'all listen to this, we got spoilers. All right. I should have said it well before now, but you hear. If you hear, you listening to it, I'm sorry. But as we go on, there's gonna be some more spoilers. This is a review, after all, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all had a few days, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you didn't look away. So that little trinket doll with the many faces that was his mom, when he went back into the spirit realm, there was just like a quick wrap up that they did, and I didn't like that. That's another thing I didn't like. I didn't like that quick wrap up. Y'all spent enough time on the fucking centipede monster from hell eating souls and stealing faces. Y'all owed it to the episode to give them a fight or some kind of reverence. It was just way too quick that I just leave this trinket and he's gone, because he don't look like the type of creature that was just like, oh, thank you for my mom's relic back. Peace. Here's your people. But that's exactly what they did. There was no conflict. And for a scary motherfucker that motherfucking scary, pardon the language, it was way too easy. Way too easy to let go. I think you guys have something with that creepy ass scorpion / centipede / soul stealing, face swapping, soul eating monster. Y'all have something there, and y'all would be smart to use him separately. I don't know if it's an IP problem, but y'all need to use that sumbitch somewhere else in a horror movie, because that shit is frightening. Like, genuinely fucking frightening. This is the last Airbender series, and that creature was more horrific than I've seen in the last 12 horror movies that I've seen. Really. And I'm talking about Grim Cuddy and everything else. He was fucking disturbing. That centipede creature that steals faces and eats souls. I can't get over that because that shit stuck with me. Like, I was just like, I wanted to look away, but I was just like, the whole kabuki mask shit thing too, like, ugh, shit was freaky. But that's one of the good things. That's one of the good things. I don't know what episode that was around, but when y'all get to that episode, prepare yourselves, because if you in the lights out dark and there's young kids with you, they gonna have fucking nightmares. They gonna have fucking nightmares. Have them watch it during the day, and I would just be there with them, you know, but like, oh, you know, try to talk them through it. You know, it's just a figment of their imagination. It's not real, you know. But whoever thought of that shit, they are from Satan. That is some evil devil midnight horror straight from Stephen King's closet bedroom when he was 12. That shit is frightening. I'm sorry I keep going on about the fucking centipede creature that steals faces with the kabuki mask and eats souls. That shit, that was... Pennywise was like a space spider with a light in his belly. That shit wasn't scary. That motherfucker was scary. The centipede, the way he crawled through the tunnel, and you seen him like there was one scene where he had eaten somebody, and you seen like the smoke come across, you seen the blood and the juices that he had sucked. Like, that shit is scary. That is the shit of nightmares. And it's amazing that that creature was in The Last Airbender, Avatar, like a Nickelodeon partner series with Netflix, and I wouldn't have expected that. But sorry I'm going on about this. Like, I'm emphasizing this because when you see it, you can't unsee it. That's a generally disturbing shit to see from a Nickelodeon partnered series. But I digress. Let's get past that shit. That was one episode. But I do like the cinematography. I like the lands, the different environments, the types of peoples. I'm gonna get a little hate across the board. Like I said, look, I'm not with woke culture, and I certainly don't like the check boxes when they put them in movies that this type of person, that type of person, all races, everything has to be addressed across the board in there. There wasn't a ton of woke culture, but what I would like to see, and it's going to sound very bad to me, is I saw every race in a plentiful amount, including Asian, and this is an Asian-inspired series, so I would expect to be, the majority of people to be Asian. But I didn't see enough brown people. I saw Indian, like I said, I saw Asian, I saw white, I saw Native American, I saw Pacific Islander, I saw Eskimo, Aboriginal. Like, I saw a bunch of different ethnicities in here, but black people were kind of left far from it. Like, you would literally have to Where's Waldo pause when there's like scenes of 1,000 people and find somebody. And look, I'm not saying they have to be included in everything. Like I said, this is The Last Airbender series, Avatar, and it's Asian inspired. I get it. But Netflix, you always about putting people of every gender ethnically in your series. You could have sprinkled a brother in there, a Mike Epps or something, in one part before he dies or get eaten by a smoke monster or some shit. Y'all could have put somebody in there. But it's okay. That's a nitpick for me. That's just a little nitpick. But it is what it is. It's the same reason when I watched Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Nine Rings. I know what I was watching because it's an Asian-inspired series. You don't have to include every race in the world, and I get it. But this one, there was a plentiful supply. They even went around the world. I'm quite sure there's some black people left in the world of The Last Airbender. I'm quite sure there's a civilization landed. They ain't got to be Wakandans or nothing, but I'm quite sure there's a civilization they could have landed on, and they were earthbending and cooking pigs. Because I saw there was a scene with barbecue ribs, and I was just like, okay, so you're aware of the barbecue ribs, so I know there's food out there, plentiful in certain supply, but it was just a test for Aang. And the dude with the turban, that's another great episode. The old crazy dude with the turban who pulled off his jacket and all of a sudden he was Vince McMahon and he was fighting Aang. I wasn't ready for that. That was a good surprise because I was just like, he's putting him through a lot of different tests and trials. And I was like, yeah, I get that. And then he was just like, well, the last test is you gonna fight me to the death. And I'm like, really? And then he took his jacket off and all of a sudden he's Vince McMahon throwing rocks and haymakers and disc piles and mixtapes at Aang. And he was believably one of Aang's biggest enemies in battle, even though it was his best friend when they was kids. I didn't remember that, seeing them as kids, but apparently they did a little flashback and I saw it. But that was pretty good. That fight scene was pretty good. I kind of wish, and I know that in the animation, I know that much that Aang is he's a younger guy. I get it. He's a younger guy. But when the spirit of the lady Kabuki Kabuki Wooker. Kabuki warrior took over him. He was wrecking shot in the whole village. Sorry, my throat piece. He was wrecking shot in that village and laying siege to the Fire Nation, which, if nobody's gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. You can hate me if you want to. The Fire Nation is assholes. I'm sorry, it's a nation of assholes. It's a nation of assholes. I hate to say it, but the Fire Nation are the assholes of the planet. And it's amazing how the assholes survive to be assholes in an apocalypse, to literally want to take over the world and repopulate them with nothing but assholes. And it's funny. It's funny. To me, it's funny. Because I've seen maybe 3 redeeming Fire members, and they was all on the same boat. They were all on the same boat. The 3 redeeming Fire member characters were on the same boat. And Daniel Dae Kim, I'm kind of glad you got fucked up and lost, because this movie made me hate you even more. You fucked up your own son. You fucked up your child. You mentally screwed both of them. And sooner or later, I don't know how the animation goes, but sooner or later they're going to have to go against each other. And it ain't going to turn out right. And you deserve to die. Yes, you deserve to die, and I hope you burn in hell. Yeah, Daniel Dae Kim, you did kill that role. You made me hate you. And I didn't think you really could after Lost, but you did. But I give you credit. And my boy from June Tao's organization in Rush Hour, bravo, bravo. You were an asshole to limited proportions in Rush Hour, but in this movie, in this TV series, streaming series, you brought the asshole to a whole nother level. And the funny part is, I instantly knew it was you, no matter how old you got. I instantly knew it was you, because when I saw you, I saw the gold hair saying, fight me like a man. Fight me like a man. But I applaud your acting skills, because you had a large role in here, and in the movies that I've seen you in, you've been a side character. My boy Yin, he's been a side character most of the time, but I like you as a main character. I really do like you as a main character. Even though you was a big time asshole and evil dude, I liked you as the character. This series as a whole, to me, I liked. I really liked it. I mean, it was slow, and I ended up binging watching the entire series. Now, see, here's the thing. I can't say with absolute certainty that I hated it on any damn certain point, because I was supposed to game. And while I was gaming, I got sucked into this series, and I binge watched all 8 episodes. But this is how it's supposed to be. Netflix, this is streaming. You give us every single last episode in one take. That's streaming. I hate the fact that most of the streaming services have gone to regular television. Wait next week. Wait till the week after. Wait till the week after, the week after. Now you're television. You're no longer streaming. You literally put television out of business because streaming gave you a full meal, a binge watch, a full meal. And what I did tonight is the satisfaction of a binge watch. You get the full meal. You get to taste all of it. And if people love your series, they will binge watch all of it. Get it? And I know you guys want to just string people along because you don't want them to do them free trials, watch the series, and then cancel their subscription. I get it. But if you keep providing content like this, what are they going to do? Keep doing free trials? No. They're going to purchase. They're going to be like, you know what? I watch a lot of Netflix. It's good. I'm going to do the subscription thing. And that's how it works. But if you succeed in just becoming TV, streaming service-wise, people are going to download, do whatever they can do to watch it, and let it go to the side. Your prices have to equal something for your subscription. This is a step in the right direction. This is a good step in the right direction. And I know a lot of people are going to pick it apart and hate it. I know fans of the series, I've already seen a couple videos of them blasting this out of the water of how inaccurate and how they got it wrong and how it's another animated to real life series that they got it wrong. I get it. You guys are complete fans. You have a viewpoint that I couldn't even begin to stand on because you guys have this animated series and now you're watching this. And I feel the same way when I watch something that was an animation or a game become real life and then I have nitpicks with it. So I get it. I understand. But as somebody who's just bipartisan, who didn't watch the anime, who now will go back and watch the anime, but watch this as an unbiased viewpoint, I liked it. Sorry. Throat piece. But here's the real question. What do we give this in the dojo? Well, we're going to automatically bypass 3 ranks because definitely this is not copper. Put more effort into it, you deserve higher. It's above silver because it's not it's not across the line. It's something that held my attention and I ended up binge watching it. Gold, I would have to say gold would mean I liked it, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. If you get that. So, Avatar, The Last Airbender. I'm going to go ahead and say it's a platinum series in my book. It's a platinum series. I watched it. I had some nitpicks. It held my attention. The story was deep. The cinematography was amazing. The set designs, the world was easy to get sucked into. The little creatures. I did like that. It was very quick and easy to bond into this series. And I'm going to be probably one of the only people that really liked this series for what it was. It's I already seen it getting hate, and I already know people are going to hate it. But in the Game Dojo, from somebody who's just coming from, like I said, a bipartisan viewpoint, because I would love to give you my opinion because I watched the animation, but I didn't. Same thing with One Piece. I had to watch. I watched the live before I watched the whatchamacallit. Before I watched the animation. Hell, I played the game before I watched the TV series and then the animation. So this one I'm going to go and watch the animation, and maybe I might do a rebuttal to this video having seen the animation, and we'll see. We'll see. But I am going to check it out because now I'm interested. And that is the point of these TV series, is to be interested in something to watch, because in 2024 there ain't a lot to watch on TV. There ain't. There really ain't. There's not a lot to watch. So I applaud the effort. We're going to give it a platinum rating. I would say watch it. Watch it yourself. If you're a fan of the animation, I would say go into it with a washed mind. Look at it as something apart from that series, but I know you can't. But try to. You'll enjoy it a lot more with a fresher mind. Don't go with preconceived notions, and I understand if you've watched it, if you're a huge fan of the animation, you're gonna nitpick. You have to. But if you're not, and you really don't know anything about The Last Airbender besides that horrible M. Night Shyamalan movie, give this a try. Give it a try and see how it grows on you, because it did, all the way up until the end. And like I said, with my good, the bad, and the ugly, yeah, we had a little bit of ugly, but everything does. So, from the Game Dojo, we give Avatar, The Last Airbender, a platinum rating. Like it, watch it, binge watch it if you have the time. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am the Game Ninja, straight from the Game Dojo. 24K movies, reviews, TV show, and video games, saying The Last Airbender to us was a platinum watch. It had something finally to occupy my time to watch, and I enjoyed it. Anyway, thank you guys for liking and subscribing. Thank you for joining my channel and showing my channel so much love. Absolutely love it. And I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to keep that game tight like Kobe did on game night. Your game is on, it's strong, and we watching movies with some popcorn. I'll check you out later.